That's the start they wanted.
Terrific crowd here. Ken Hinkley in the goal square with Gary Ablett, so he's playing up forward, Hinkley. Burton and Barnes to go against one another. Will be one of the important duels of the night. Burton wins the first sortie to Watters on his knees. He missed the first one, but Norris was able to get the footy, go to full forward, but at the back, Brown takes the mark. Oh, chips badly. Ridley underneath it. There's a poor kick by Brown out of defence. And Ridley's got hold of it at about 50 metres. He's kicked 7 goals so far this season. Ex-Essendon, he struggled there after being promising early on. Gets underneath it a bit, right to the goal square. Barnes gets back unopposed, no free kick. Mansfield, the big improver in the competition last year, made the AFL All-Star team, knocked out of play and out of bounds in the left forward pocket for Fremantle.
And was strongly sought by Fremantle to come across Mansfield, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes against the side that he nearly lined up for.
So boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket for Fremantle. Nigh on perfect conditions here at the Wacker. Just a little bit of breeze blowing. Opportunity there for Couch. Threw it onto his left boot. Cleared that congested area in the right back pocket for Geelong, and it goes over about 2 kicks from the Dockers' goal. It's about 75, maybe 85 metres from their goal.
And Brewer's lined up on the half-forward flank. And we see Andrew Wills sitting on the bench there. Former Geelong player.
Was one of the other players there. Didn't quite recognise the chap in the middle. Here's a chance now for Pickering. Pickering's handball goes in towards the centre area. Taken by Mansfield. Good smother. Ball rebounds. Ridley was a chance. The ball went out the back. Couch leaves it for Pickering. Pickering for Geelong. Shrugs one tackle. Gets it back to Couch. Couch, a lovely long kick. Penetration towards half forward. At the front. And taken away by Chisholm. Dale Kickett is there, but through comes Jones. Now the chance for the Dockers. Good play. Combination. Finishes back with Jones. Jones is on centre wing. Off the left foot. He kicks high towards centre half forward. And it was an excellent piece of play there. It was Leach, actually. But that's broken down because Barnes is marked at centre half back for Geelong.
Squares it. Goes wide to half back. Away goes Scholl. Gets it in short. Graham, who's a thumping left footer. Again short. McGrath's got hold of it. So Geelong have been able to, with 3 short passes, get it out of the danger zone. McGrath centering kick, pretty good. Pickering. Gee, hasn't he blossomed late in his career? Again short to Brown. So Geelong will be able to attack strongly through Brown. Ablett the target. Gave a little shove. Burton got back pretty well, the big fella Spider. Handballs to the boundary line and gets it. Interesting set play there by Geelong from full-back right up to half-forward and Brown. There's Burton, already a cult figure in the game. Made such an impression in his debut against Richmond and played superbly here against Essendon. Leach was at the back. Handball by Pickering. Edwards caught. Brewer's got him. Gone, holding the footy. Either be Hinkley or Brewer. I thought Brewer put the first tackle on, but Hinkley's going to get hold of it. And Ken Hinkley, who's kicked 8 goals so far this season, kicked 78 goals in 2 seasons combined in 90 and 91. In the other 4 seasons at Geelong has totaled only 14. It suggests that he could be on this season for something a bit extraordinary. He kicked over 50 goals in 1 year at Cardinia Park. He's missed that, so behind. First score of the night. So it's been quite an extraordinary career at Geelong. When he has kicked goals, he's kicked plenty of them in those 2 seasons. But in the other 4, he's hardly gone forward at all. But tonight, named in the goal square.
Well, quite a mercurial player early in his career when he played at Fitzroy. The kick-in goes to the far half-back region, and the mark is taken out there by Jones. Short kick by that player to centre half-back, and O'Reilly is marked. O'Reilly, already mentioned in the preview, playing on Gary Ablett. They were teammates last year. Gee, that's a shocking miss. A terrible miss by Norris. He could make up for it here. Gathers, then swings clear with the hand pass in towards Edwards. Edwards goes over the top. The Dockers go clear. A chance now for Ben Allen. Ben Allen is 55, 60 metres from goal. He kicks to full forward. And chipping in, the Geelong side work hard. Brown comes through strongly. He's had a few possessions already in this game. Back to Mansfield. Mansfield a high kick out towards half back. punched away by Norwich for the boundary line throw in, left half forward for the Dockers. The bench at Geelong.
Young Hall there, the boy with the short crew cut, playing his first game.
Boundary throw in. Riccardi. Could he keep it in? Yes. Watters transfers play to centre half forward. The high flyer was Graham. The ball spills now for Couch. Little hand pass, not bad. Barnes not able to control it. Ridley. Now Ben Allen again. Handball over the top. Delaney caught. Gets the handball back to Watters. Good vision. Could see nearly behind him there, Scott Watters. Kicks to half forward. The Geelong defence is under a fair amount of pressure, but it's McGrath standing up, and he kicks it wide for Geelong out towards the wing. Nearly the mark taken by Minch. Can he get the hand pass way? No, he short passes into the centre, and the mark is taken by Couch.
Swings onto the left, Ablett the target, gets caught underneath with O'Reilly, no free kick, Hinkley back onto it, gets foot to ball, well played Chisholm to put the pressure on, out of play, left forward pocket.
Sure, I saw a pretty ordinary free kick given to Gary Ablett in Sydney, Bruce, a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? And this one, have a look at this.
Well, I guess it depends, Robbo. He did grab O'Reilly's arm and wrap it round. Burton, depends on who you're barracking for. Couch's snap to behind.
Well, if he did that, why didn't the umpire give the free kick to O'Reilly?
I like the decision. It was a good contest. Play it on.
If it had been a ruck duel, they would have given a free kick.
Anyway,
Couch is being picked up by Scotty Watters, and Tanner at this stage is also picking up Ben Allen, so a couple of duels there.
Couch in the picture. The kicking in to be done by Chisholm. He made a couple of very ordinary decisions against Essendon, but this kick was all right. He finds Ben Allen at left half back. He kicks long, gets good distance with this kick. Going back was Minch, couldn't control it. Chance now for Edwards. Edwards run down. The ball not clear. It comes back to Delaney. Delaney's pretty quick, but that kick is ordinary. Towards full forward, Mann gets it back now to Miller. Miller's handball. Mann again a chance. Kicked by Mann to the goal line. No, it's touched right on the line. And through for one behind kick by Peter Mann. Now we've seen him play in a key defensive role. He looks as though he could be playing a full forward.
He went up forward last week and kicked a couple of goals against Fitzroy.
Kick in. Mark taken by McGrath. McGrath runs around his opponent and then kicks strongly in towards the centre. It was a blind kick. It's to the advantage of the Dockers. Burton couldn't control it. Leach was there. He couldn't control the football. Not clear by Norwich into Ben Allen's path. Ben Allen goes for goal. It's touched right on the line by Ben Graham, and it's through for another behind to Fremantle.
Well, he's been very busy so far, Ben Allen. He's had 4 possessions, so Tanner certainly will have to watch him around the middle of the ground. Scotty Watters already off, talking on the phone there, obviously, to coach Jared Neesham. Strange that they should take him off so early in the game. Very experienced player.
McGrath got it from Graham. Back to Scholl, back to McGrath at half-back now. Gets it almost to centre wing. Front spot was Couch. Riccardi, Pickering, Couch. Just hoping. Miller was just in the road. Minch had to concede some ground. Back to Pickering at centre half-back. Now to centre half forward. Brownless the target. Jones. Away is Chisholm. To Burrows, right up the ground. Probing kick, Mann the target. Sanderson was getting back there. Mann well played. Little give to Hutton. Hutton couldn't take it. Then puts a tackle on Graham. Fremantle able to keep it there. Gilbert up forward as well. So they're really playing a couple of defenders up forward. And Gilbert has had a few sorties, I know, in his career, and Mann. So you'd reckon the tackling would be pretty good on the Geelong defence. 30 metres from the goal. Scores level at the Wacker. Couple of points apiece. Mann, who's been competitive. Ridley has to concede, but to Miller, who's clever. Port gets a handball away to McGovern. McGovern under pressure. Delaney, good defence by Geelong, harassing. Gilbert comes in from the side. Hard ball for Mann to control. Comes back to Edwards at 40 metres. Goes onto the right. Good kick. It's a goal. Well, it's a terrific goal under pressure. And Fremantle lead by 6 points.
And walking to the ground tonight, there was a young kid in a Dockers Guernsey, and we just said, who's your favourite player? And he said, Scott Edwards, he's my cousin. So they'll be absolutely thrilled kicking that first goal of the game. It is interesting to see Peter Mann here just feed out this ball to Edwards, because Mann mainly played in defence for North Melbourne, and also so far for the Dockers, except for going up last week a bit early in the game. So it adds a bit height up forward for them.
Fremantle lead by that goal kicked by Edwards. Contest at the centre. Lords, a chance for Geelong. On the left foot. Kicks to half forward. Awkward bouncing ball. But Chisholm made it his. Couldn't control it. Bounces over for a throw-in.
He was dropped last week out of the Fremantle side because the report was he was late for training, because against Essendon he showed some startling passages of play. A few risks, but very exciting player.
The weather, you can see there, pretty good conditions for football. Couch has to do the ruck work. This is Lord, played very well for the Cats in the final against Carlton last year. The kick to full forward, taken away now by Parker for the Dockers. Ball spills back in the direction of Parker. Oh, in trouble.
Norris.
Oh, Norris back there at half back. Tackled too high, says the umpire, and he will take the free kick between right back pocket and right half back flank. Over the top Brewer, but it may have been the high tackle just a second earlier. Out towards the wing. Taken away by Pickering. Pickering's kick in towards the left forward pocket, but reading it pretty well as Chisholm comes out and takes a safe mark on his chest.
Then runs around Ablett. Out wide, centre wing. High flyer was Pickering. Miller held his ground, didn't go to ground. Well played. Looks for Ridley inside, stretches him out, then Ridley goes away from Mansfield. High ball, Mann the target, in good position, thump from the back from the Cats. McGrath's been pretty good early, missed the target that time, under pressure. Very pleased to run out of play in Fremantle's right forward pocket. Started well, the Dockers. Cats had a couple of sorties into attack. 3's on Geelong, they've shortened right up 15-8 Fremantle. That's the betting from the National Sportsbook. Out of the fence, Brown. Burrows. Well, he's within distance, you'd think. Hooks it back, right there, touch. Sanderson helping us on its way, and it's a behind. 1-3 to 2 points. Good odds, 15-8 in a two-horse race, particularly at home. 9-2 the score.
This is Graham for Geelong. Kicks in straight down the ground. Looked for Barnes, Burton at the back, nearly got hold of it. Mansfield a handball, Couch. Delaney the tackler. Ball spills for Lord. Delaney again the tackler. Couch has a chance. He's at left half back for Geelong. He kicks down towards the wing. The ball clears the players in that area. Tanner and Ben Allen. And it goes over for a throw-in. It's just into Geelong's forward half by about 30 metres. And Barnes and Burton. Burton with a distinct height advantage, but Barnes with experience gets the front posse. Handballs further forward for Geelong, but taken again. This time it's Dale Kickett. Ben Allen. Leach does well. Combination of hand passes. Now it finishes with Dale Kickett. He's in the centre of the ground. Loves to run with the footy, but unselfishly gives it off to Mann, and Mann will kick for goal from 50 metres. There's a player on his own. Now he's being picked up at left half forward. Edwards, but Mann will go for goal. 10 minutes left in the first term. Dockers lead by 7 points. Mann's kick gets good distance into the pocket, just over the head there of Gilbert, and eventually it's been decided that it's out on the full, so the free kick will go to Graham.
Goes short, gets Brown at centre half back, and he sweeps a long handball to Sanderson. Ex-Crow and Magpie, not good. Out on the full. Had plenty of time, was looking for Barnes. So Burton right in front of our commentary position. 7 Sport, Friday night football at the Wacker. Good start to what should be a competitive match. Perfect conditions here. Leach, who missed the second game with an injury, but it's been good in the other two. Up to half forward. Waters, well played to Burrows. Burrows round the body, gives it a big hook and misses. Behind. Well played by Waters to find a way to Burrows and all the congestion.
He's already been off the ground, and Jared Neesham's had a word to him, I would dare say, because Couch was doing so well in the early stages of this first quarter. But across half-back, doing very well, Fremantle, with Jones on Brownless, Leach is playing on Mensch, Riley's on Ablett, and Kickett on Brewer.
McGrath to Lord. Lord running from half-back up towards centre wing. Kickett there with Tanner. They both overran it. Opportunity for Hinkley. Normally very clever. Onto the left. Gets it up towards Brownless. Brownless about 60 metres out. Good tackle by Jones, who's been impressive in the couple of matches we've seen him. Kickett knocks it out of play.
And struggled a bit last week, Billy Brownless, against Collingwood. Took a heavy knock, kicked a great goal after the siren in the third term. But he really did struggle, didn't get much of the ball at all.
Just thought Kickett pulled up quickly then when he went after that ball near the boundary line, but he's recovered, gets a possession. McGovern, kicked clear by Edwards, back towards the centre, taken by Couch. Couch looking to get onto his left foot, then forced to kick under a little bit of pressure towards Ablett. Knocked over by McGovern. Taken by Jones, gets it back to O'Reilly. O'Reilly back to the goal front. Dangerous tactics. Parker. Now Jones again. Oh, well done. Squeezes a kick to Kickett. McGovern, 50 metres from the Geelong goal. Away go the Dockers. McGovern approaches the wing. Kicks towards half forward. Punched away from Gilbert. Tanner, was he dragged down? No. Umpire says play on. A contest for the ball at the centre. Gary Hockey. Couch. Clean ball handling. Tanner's high kick towards half forward. In front. Nearly the mark to Minch. The ball spills to the back. And away goes O'Reilly for the Dockers.
Goes long, but unfortunately Barnes underneath it at centre wing. Fremantle defence has been outstanding early. Great passage of play a moment ago. And they're able to squeeze it out of the back pocket with a couple of handballs, couple of kicks along the ground. Hinkley was off then to play on to Mansfield. Forced to kick, gets distance to the pocket. The flyer was Chisholm. Jones with a bit of courage there against Brewer. Advantage given. Chisholm at centre half back, two centre half forward. Gilbert caught underneath. McGrath's been pretty good. Comes away. Measures a kick to centre wing. Wants Tanner to work for him, but he's never quite in the hunt. Tanner running without Allen and out of bounds at centre wing.
Gilbert up forward's an interesting move by Neesham, because at Melbourne he often went up there as a pinch hitter and kicked a few goals, particularly when Jakovic was injured. He's very strong overhead.
Burton and Barnes went together. Pickering, Waters on top of it now. Back to Edwards, conceded, but was forced to. Then back to Waters from Edwards. Waters now to half forward. Gilbert at the back. Mann came in with a fly. Miller. Still with Miller. Not a bad kick in the circumstances. Hutton has to attack hard. Can't concede. Went to ground. Bad play. Geelong able to rebound now because of that mistake. Hinkley comes wide. And a good stretch there. Was it out of bounds? No. Brewer's been paid. He was one of the outstanding players for the Cats in their win over Collingwood last week.
Brewer's kick gets near the 50-metre line. Excellent mark by Brownless. Looking to play on. Then goes back and is forced to kick in a hurried position, but he does well. The lead by Ablett was excellent. And Brownless's kick in difficult circumstances was 9.5 out of 10. Have a look from just an awkward position there, Kevin. It was a good kick, wasn't it?
Well, if a guy's about 45 metres away, he should only kick the ball 35 metres, allow the player to run onto the ball. That's exactly what Brownless did then. Too many players actually kick the full distance and they've got to stop, and all of a sudden they're underneath the ball.
Gary Ablett kicks for goal. He laps those up. Geelong get there first.
Well, it's been tough for Geelong to break through in this opening term, because the defence of the Fremantle side's been very good. We mentioned Jones playing on Brownless, Leach, O'Reilly, Kickett and Chisholm playing on Gary Hocking. Hocking's only had the one handball so far, but good strong.
Ablett's first goal. Cats within 2 points, 1-2 to 1-4. Couch again, for that time from Tanner. Chisholm has to sit, wait. Oh, not well done, Riccardi. Really should have taken it. He tried to tap it over the top to Delaney, and now the Cats are away. Brownless on a wide arc. Clever handball to Couch. Couch, the big possession getter so far in this first term. Good go by Brewer at the back. Ablett, brilliant. Snap for goal. Across the face this time by the great one. And out of bounds on the full. Couch 7-3. Ablett with a goal. He's the leading goal kicker in the competition. He won the Coleman medal. That's the leading goal kicker for the whole competition for the last 2 seasons, and 7 times the leader at Geelong. Lord gets a free kick. He's a promising young cat. Barnes forced to kick in a hurry. Ablett attacks. O'Reilly with him. Ablett looking for a free. Doesn't get it. Parker's left-hand handball all right. Leach to McGovern at centre-half back.
McGovern is 50 metres from the Geelong goal. He kicks it wide out towards the wing. It's Edwards. Edwards, the Fremantle goal kicker at this stage in the game. He's kicked towards full forward. The ball hits the ground. Some strong defence required again by Geelong. It was Scholl trying to feed the ball towards the boundary line. Helped out there by Paul Brown. And it goes over 50 metres from the Dockers goal. Scholl in the picture. Fremantle tackle 7-3. They've been pretty good so far, keeping the pressure on the Cats. Ball nearly with Couch, but Waters is there. Can't get the hand pass to anyone in particular. Eventually Hutton makes position. Hutton goes for goal. The long kick is just offline. Didn't quite clear the players back there on the goal line and through for one behind. Kick by John Hutton.
There's Gary Hocking, the skipper, already off in this first quarter.
First game for the season. Graham goes for the long one. He's a great kick for distance. Gilbert unable to. Mansfield back turns cleverly into the centre. Burton should take it all. Bad mistake by the big fellow. Gets back, then probably went the wrong option because he had a couple of players free. So Burton's had a slow start tonight. Looks to be out of rhythm. Kick it. Gives it away. Pickering. Couch. 8th kick. Little one to Brownless. Nice grab by Bustling Billy. Then looks for Ablett on the lead. And that's going to go against Ablett. And the free kick going to Leach, and the advantage is paid to O'Reilly, who breaks a tackle, has a second bounce. We saw him run down the ground against Essendon. That time he delivers perfectly to Mann at about 65 metres. Mann in the pocket. Ridley the target. Good lead, good pass. And a nice competent mark by Ridley. It's a good build-up by Fremantle.
Well, he's a lively player. He can play up back as well as in defence. We see Peter Mann just putting it out in front.
Ridley starts it to the right, tries to work it back, and shaves the post for behind. So they've had some chances, the Dockers, 1-6, 1-2. Just played sort of a handful of games, really, for Essendon after starting in 1991. I think the maximum was 10 games in any one season.
Kicked 4 goals in his debut in his first game in 1991, but he has had quite a few injuries, particularly hamstrings.
Graham comes out of defence.
Kicks to himself, gets about 15 metres and then kicks wide to the wing, but a good mark taken by Burton. He played a fantastic game against Essendon a couple of weeks ago. Just looks a little out of sorts, it's already been mentioned. Well, strong play again by Graham to Pickering. Pickering across his left shoulder, kicks towards half forward. Well done by Chisholm. Vision not bad, wider towards the wing. Ben Allen gets past, then a little left foot kick, squeezes it out. Looks for a Leach, leading in the race for the ball. Tries to tap it back to the advantage there of Edwards, but nothing happening there for the Dockers, and it's forced over for a boundary throw in just forward of the wing in the Fremantle forward half.
And Geelong having a very open forward line, just relying on Gary Ablett and Mensch standing behind him in the pocket. So no one else in the 50-metre arc for Geelong apart from Ablett and Mensch.
Mann being asked to do the ruck work. Norrish got it back to Leach. Leach's handball put Ben Allen under a bit of pressure. The captain in trouble there. Strong play there by Edwards. Gets it across to Leach once again, but his kick is ordinary. And the mark is taken there by Pickering. Gets it to Couch.
And away on the left. What an outstanding opening quarter for Couch. At 50, good mark taken by Kickett. Both Kickett and Chisholm have been quite brilliant in this first quarter across half-back, and he goes to Chisholm with a well-weighted kick who can really run off here. Chisholm away from Hinkley. He's inside centre wing. Good kick to Ridley. Should have taken it. Hands were soft there when it was important for them to be hard. And out of play at the 50.
Well, Fremantle certainly have to try and stop the drive of Couch out of the centre because he's winning the ball just far too often.
Burrows goes against Graham. Miller, outnumbered, tries to get a handball back but runs out of play. So we're inside the last couple of minutes. Peter Miller, the rover, the 26-year-old from East Perth, one of best and fairest of that club, played in the state team for WA and 3 years in a row, so he's been one of the outstanding little men in the competition. G. Mansfield took a long run, gets away, up towards half forward. Good mark, Brownless. He's been all right tonight. Sweeps the handball out wide. Opportunity now for Lynch, who goes for goal with a wobbly old one and just misses a behind. Lynch off the interchange. So chances gone begging for both teams so far in this opening quarter at 1-6 to 1-3.
And it's good to see Billy Brownless starting to take some marks at centre-half forward, because if Billy can fire up, well, then he really does fill that all-important hole now that Stoneham is out virtually for the year.
Kick in, goes to Jones in the left back pocket. He goes in towards centre-half back and finds Norrish. Now 50-metre being applied, 50-metre penalty against Gary Ablett. Just trying to attend to the mark a little bit too... what would you call it, diligently, and being penalised.
Enthusiastically.
Yes. A little bit stiff, but anyway, the ball is brought right up to the centre of the ground. The kick by Norrish towards half forward. Good mark. Man behind his opponent judged it a little bit better, and he'll kick from 45 metres.
He's been a bit too tall for McGrath. He's already taken 3 marks and he's had 7 possessions. Just a bit too tall at the moment.
It's been an interesting duel, KB, because McGrath's also had plenty of the footy with 4 marks and 7 possessions as well, but Man doing well.
Well, Man, I get the impression that the breeze is coming right at his back, so he should get the distance. He bombs away and kicks into the pocket, goes across the face. Hutton in trouble. Brown, the tackle not too bad applied by Burrows, but the umpire giving the Geelong player the benefit of the doubt, and will bounce in the left forward pocket for Fremantle. Very close to quarter time. It's helped over for a boundary throw in, and that will take place about 30 metres around from the Dockers goal. Plenty of support here for Fremantle tonight.
It's interesting to see John Hutton having another crack at league football after being at Brisbane and Sydney. Never really set the world on fire.
Away goes Scholl, who also comes from another club. As to 8 players in this Geelong lineup tonight. Mensch, good take. He's got to move it quickly. We're inside the last half minute. He can bomb a ball. Now he's gone out wide, looking for Lynch. Chisholm, well done to Delaney. And Delaney from centre wing to half forward, and the siren sounds before the mark by Hutton. And the umpire right onto it. Umpire number 22. He's not going to make a mistake like that. Jared Neesham, well, I guess you'd be happy in one way, because Fremantle were pretty competitive, but they should be a couple in front. They've had 7 scoring shots to 4. And it's 1-6 to 1-3. McGovern coming off the interchange now. And Neesham just having a word to Peter Mann. He's had a couple of shots for goal and a missed.
Yes, I think that the back line has been superb in that quarter for the Fremantle Dockers. Particularly Leach has done particularly well. I think O'Reilly's done quite well on Ablett. That's been a good duel so far. And Kickett and Chisholm have both been springboards for attack.
So quarter time, it's the Dockers by 3 points over the Cats of the Wacker.
I think there's nothing wrong with him as far as injury-wise.
Thanks for that, Dwayne, as we start the second term. So it looks like the Dockers had the aid of whatever breeze there is. There is a little breeze blowing down the ground. Couch was outstanding in the opening quarter, had 9 kicks and 3 handballs. Here's Dale Kickett. Didn't give the first, then caught up and gave it away. Gave Burton no chance at all. Barnes in the right place. Wobbles one to centre half forward. Brownless outnumbered all. Should have taken the mark then Chisholm. Brownless handball very good to Hinkley. Hinkley to Lynch. He can goal from 25 metres and misses. So Lynch with a couple of behinds and a missed opportunity there, and really all starting because Dale Kickett missed the body completely when going towards Big Spider Burton.
Also great vision there by Couch getting the ball out. He started the second quarter in good form again.
Well, he was dominant in the first. Kick in by O'Reilly. Dockers lead by 2 points. He finds Parker. Parker at right half back. Just a little bit of indecision, and then goes across the face of goal and kicks out to the left half back flank area where Leach marks. Goes down the wing. Norrish is on his own. He's got an acre. So has this guy who's got the ball now. Edwards runs in towards centre half forward. He's the Dockers goal kicker. Towards full forward. It covers the players. Oh, here's a goal coming up. Burrows. Oh, well done. Now, he's missed. I thought he summed it up pretty well by just trying to kick it out of mid-air, but unfortunately for him and his team, he scored just one behind. Craig Burrows has kicked 2 behinds for Fremantle. And Graham will kick in for Geelong. A long kick. He is a magnificent kick of the ball.
Brownless the big fly at the back. Pickering's left-hand handball. Sanderson at half-back tries to bring it back towards Tanner and also Lynch, but Jones was there and he thumped it away and out of play. Young Paul Lynch, the 21-year-old. Grant Tanner from Norwood the year before last.
They've just done a bit of a swap here. Norrish is now picking up Couch, and Waters now is playing on Liam Pickering.
Brownless, well done. Back to Pickering. Waters puts the tackle on. Handball good to Lynch. Tanner missed it. It was a hot one. Chisholm's hip and shoulder didn't do a lot. Now Brownless, who can thump from about 70 metres. Ablett will be there. Flies high. Well done, O'Reilly. Gee, that was a good contest. Hip and shoulder by Mitch. Got rid of his opponent in Leach. And the ball out of play. Well, Gary gave it a good one and O'Reilly went with him.
Actually, we see Gary Ablett really going for the fly here. He took a couple of great marks against Collingwood. Last year he was mainly pushing and shoving, so still some spring left in the old legs yet.
Oh, brilliant ruck work by Minch to get it down to Hinkley. Hinkley's snapshot for goal is offline. And just 1 behind for the Cats. Kenny Hinkley, 2 behinds. Well, there's a few of those in the scorebook at this stage. Paul Lynch has kicked 2 behinds, Hinkley 2 behinds, and Burrows 2 behinds for the Dockers. Chisholm goes in short, and he does well, finds Kickett. Kickett is just wide of centre-half back, and still in Geelong's 50-metre area. Short kick finds Norrish. Norrish goes down the ground for Fremantle brilliantly. Mark taken by Wills in front of Sanderson.
Played every game last year for Geelong, but Sanderson wasn't one of his teammates. Tried to get rid of him there, then went wide towards Waters. Cut off cleverly. Here's Scholl at half-back. Not a good kick. Peter Mann, 5th mark for the match. At half-forward, centering kick gives Ridley the chance. Good grab. He went early and held his position and took a finger-tipper. Well, they need a goal here. They've had some chances, the Dockers. Get an indication of the breeze here, I think, KB, too, because he's going to kick from about 48 metres. Looks to have timed it well. Gives it a push and a miss. So 1 goal 8 to 1 goal 5.
Well, Dwayne Lamb said during the break there that maybe a 1 goal advantage to the end that Geelong is kicking to, but not too much trouble then for Ridley to virtually kick that ball 50 metres.
Have a look at this. A thumping torpedo punt kick goes nearly to the wing. Taken by Barnes. Little tap. Here's Couch again. Get onto that left foot and watch this delivery in towards full forward. Punched away again from Ablett. Brownless the tap on. Taken by Jones. Gets it to Leach. They combine well. And the Dockers from half-back. Leach has had 2 bounces. Now he gets down near the wing. Kicks off the left foot to a vacant area at half-forward. Running onto it, Edwards. Did he keep it in? No. Must have only just been over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in about 55 metres around from Fremantle's goal.
I was speaking with Guy McKenna a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that Jared Neesham doesn't believe in taggers, and Paul Couch has already had 14 possessions.
Ridley to Waters, who started on Couch. Probing handball in the pocket to Wills. Left foot to the front of the square was the right way to go. Burrows was there. Miller with a chance. Graham to put the pressure on. Miller caught, good tackle, he's gone. Had to release the footy and couldn't. And Graham, who I reckon, Robbo, that kick a moment ago was about 80 metres. He kicked it right to the centre wing from the kickoff. That one in short gets to Mansfield. What a fine player he is. I can remember when he started his career one day, he went to the forward line of Victoria Park and kicked 6 goals for the Cats. Goes to centre wing. Brownless has got a height advantage against Jones. It was shown there, and he takes the mark. Does Billy. A couple of times he's been the leading goal kicker at the club in the early 90s. 79 and 81. Goals he kicked on those occasions. Ablett waits down this time at the back. Snared by Lynch. Surely a goal to put Geelong in front. He's got it. So the Cats hit the front for the first time. Well, no, they kicked the first 2 points of the game. So it's 2-5 to 1-8.
He's been a very handy player, young Lynch, and just in his second year of league football. Just one of these young boys that Gary Ayres is hoping that will come on this year and replace the likes of Bairstow, and Billy Brownless has been superb there marking. He's taken 4 marks, he's had 8 possessions. A bit too tall at the moment down there at centre half forward.
Well, Paul Lynch, who started on the interchange bench, he's had 3 shots at goal since coming on in that first quarter, and gets Geelong's second goal. Riccardi, Pickering, sweeping hand pass into the path of Lord. Kickett applies the bump. Hinkley does well, gets through, then a little kick. Lynch is going for his second goal, hits the post. 1 goal, 3 to Paul Lynch, and the behinds mount up on both sides. 2-6 to 1-8. So Geelong lead by 4 points as Stephen O'Reilly prepares to kick it back into play. Goes in short, and the mark is taken there for Fremantle by Jones. Jones is in the right back pocket, goes back towards the full-back, O'Reilly. Hinkley close, checking, but just a little too slow there to do anything about it. Then the short kick finds Norwich, and they've had 4 kicks of the football, and they're still not up to centre half-back.
Norwich goes wide, wanting a mark here, but Minch has got it, plays on quickly. Handball by Lord to Tanner. Back to Pickering, high ball to full forward. Lynch was there, Ablett roving. Brewer onto the left, snap, bouncing ball, looks all right. It's a goal. So the Cats now suddenly find a bit of rhythm and momentum. 2 goals in a couple of minutes, and they stretch their lead to 10 points.
He did this against Collingwood, Shane Brewer. He was very, very quiet in the first quarter, and then from the second quarter on really found his feet, kicked a couple of great snap goals against Collingwood. He's very, very lively. He can actually take a strong mark as well. So Kickett, who's been very good in that first quarter, certainly will have to keep his eye on Brewer, because as the game goes on, he seems to get better.
Yeah, very talented player, Shane Brewer. Up went Barnes, got his fist to it. Handball clear by Mensch, looking for Lord, in chips Delaney, gathers. Probably was awarded a free kick for a little tug on the jumper. Handball back towards the centre, Big Bert off the ground. Gets good ground, out in front there of his captain, Ben Allen. Gathers, gets past Barnes, back onto his right foot. Kicks it high, in towards the forward pocket area. Man, great mark. Terrific mark there by Peter Mann, his 6th mark. Coming up for his 11th possession.
And they're alternating Burrows and Mann out of the forward pocket through centre half forward, and Mann has just gone back there and he's dragged McGrath back into that forward pocket. McGrath's had a little bit of the ball, but I do feel that Mann's height is a bit of a worry.
Difficult shot from that pocket, the breeze blowing across his face. As you can see, carrying the ball right across goal. Burrows going after it, but it has gone over for a boundary throw-in the right forward pocket for Fremantle. We'll have another look at Peter Mann's great leap and mark. And sure hands. Boundary throw-in. Geelong trying to clear it from their full back line. Couch again, working very nicely all over the ground. Combines with Mansfield. Mansfield's kick finds Tanner. Tanner is near the wing. His kick goes towards half forward. Brownless out in front. Taken away by Jones. Can he get clear? Little kick. Just went the required distance. The mark is taken by McGovern.
At centre wing, Cats enjoying a good spell just for the moment. 3-6-1-8. Ben Allen to Peter Mann, 7th mark. He's had 3 deliberate shots at goal and hasn't scored one yet. Too far out this time. He's at about 65 metres. Well, that's a bad kick. Just Hutton had made a lead and went to ground, and Mann released the footy and Brown was underneath it. Short to McGrath. Away with a bounce. Then on to the left. Geelong a 3-6, Fremantle 1-8. Well done by Big Minch to get rid of Leach that time. Leach has got him though. Minch's handball. Leach will have to let him go. Minch gets it back. Under pressure. Squeezes one to Couch. Pressure on him from McGovern, who I think's running with him now. Taken by Tanner. He's got time to steady up. Go towards Ablett. Ablett in the box seat. O'Reilly with him. That's a real contest, isn't it? It was built up as the big duel of the night. And Lynch under pressure then from a rampaging Chisholm. There's Ablett. What a player he's been. Lee Matthews said in the Herald Sun in Melbourne this week he's the best footballer he's ever seen. That from the man who some say was the greatest when he played.
Yes, not too bad, eh? Coming from one of the real champions of the game to a present-day champion. Away go the Dockers. Kickett is running close to the centre now. He's come from left half back. Now, is that a penalty? No. Well, he hasn't moved anywhere, I suppose. Tanner's tackle. Ben Allen leaves it behind. Tanner again. This time it's effective. Gets it across to Sanderson. Sanderson's kick high towards full forward. The ball goes through 3 Dockers defenders. In goes Brownless. Tackled there by Leach, and the umpire will bounce. That's centre half forward for Geelong.
I think as time goes on, the Dockers will develop a player who can do a tagging role and put a player out of business. At this early stage, they're probably just still finding their feet. But I think as they go throughout this course of this year, that's what they'll have to do.
Brownless takes the ball out of the ruck contest, throws it onto his right foot. It bounces awkwardly into the pocket. Ablett and O'Reilly, ball over for a throw-in.
Doesn't even have to be someone who's a negative tagger, but someone who can be with a player and just limit a person's influence on a game.
Friday night football at the Wacker. Warm, balmy night. Geelong 10 points in front. Burton. Geelong have used the body against him well tonight. Kickett, who seemed to freeze a moment ago. Delaney to Parker. Good handball to Leach. Loves to run away. Then the little chip to Edwards. Got to be perfect. Pressure on him from Riccardi. Edwards back. Had Leach. Goes short to Wills. Sat Waiter but took a good mark. Is that 50? Yes. No. Oh, yes it is. Yeah. Mansfield probably just giving Wills the old teammate one.
Just when he came over the top there, he just went through with it a bit too much, a bit too long. Had to really sort of... The first bit I don't think was a free because it was a contest, but unfortunately he just hung on to him a bit too long.
And makes a certainty of it. And this will please Andrew Wills, the former Cat who kicks the goal. Just expect a bit more from Mansfield there, wouldn't you? Undisciplined, 2-8-3-6.
Well, he came across the top and he actually, I thought it was a contest originally here. Now he just had to let go now, but decided to take him to the ground. It was a bit silly play in the end, cost him a goal.
Geelong lead by 4 points. They're 3-6. The Dockers 2-8. Barnes. Well done there by Burrows. Ball to right half forward for the Dockers. Wills gets it back. Edwards, the little kick. Not bad. Courage shown. And eyes on the ball, McGovern. Goes short. Inside 50. The mark is taken by Waters.
It's interesting at the centre bounce, they have all of their forwards inside 50, the Fremantle side, so they have a huge gap between the centre of the ground and to centre half forward, so that players can run down and run into those spaces so they can chip the ball. But 6 players inside the 50-metre arc at the centre bounce.
Well, it'll take a pretty good kick, I think, from Scott Waters. He hooks it into the pocket. A big fist by the Geelong defence, and it's Johnny Barnes there to bash it clear for a boundary throw in left forward pocket for Fremantle. Man. Barnes gets the front posse. Ridley, attempted kick from the congestion, taken over by Ben Graham. And the boundary throw in very much the same place as the previous one, as Burton has a spell on the bench. 9 minutes left in the first half.
Man cleverly, and then the snap. It's going to be close. No, across the goal face in the end from behind. Terrific crowd here tonight, lots of atmosphere, and the Dockers up to 2-9 to 3-6. Well, Man getting so much of the footy and yet without a goal. Graham away. He is a magnificent kick. Good mark, Delaney. Was caught out of position. Still a teenager. He's the only teenager in the side for Fremantle tonight, and started a couple of seasons ago as a baby at Essendon. Here's Burrows in the centre square. Minch coming in from the side, and they look for 50. Burrows sets it up, high ball. Brown had a go, Ridley's left foot. It's a goal, Dockers in front. Come back well here, Kevin, because ominously early, Geelong had put together 5 or 6 good minutes of play to pinch a break.
But it's been a tight game ever since the first bounce, and Burrows are up forward along with Mann. They've been a good focal point up there. That unfortunately for the Fremantle side, they've kicked so poorly, particularly through Mann, who's been a dominating player, has taken 7 marks and has had 13 possessions. Ridley's very good even at ground level.
Well, the bounce at the centre certainly favoured Burrows, and coming over the top, Barnes has given away a free kick to the Fremantle player. Burrows, a short kick, is all right. Taken by McGovern. McGovern goes towards full forward, but it's too short. Chipping in is McGrath, looks to play on. Kicks it wide, out towards the wing, and a good mark taken on his chest by Paul Couch. Burrows, the player, manning the mark. Couch has had 12 kicks and 4 handballs. High kick towards centre half forward. Oh, good mark. Well done by Minch. Just giving Geelong an extra tall player across the half forward line. His kick into the pocket, great pass. The lead, he spotted Ablett coming down the ground. Then Gary Ablett swung away to the right as he was coming down the ground. Left as you look at it. You watch Minch hook this kick. He does well, and Ablett marks 30 metres out. The angle, well, for a player of Gary Ablett's ability, Kevin, you would nearly expect him to kick this.
Well, there's a fair amount of goal space open with the shape of this ground, so it's not as if he's on an absolute tight angle.
Ablett kicking for his second goal. Well done by Ablett, straight through the centre. Gary Ablett kicks his second goal, and Geelong wrench back the lead, 30 plays 27.
And Minch just spotting Ablett there and just putting it out in front. Was a wonderfully weighted kick, and Gary just taking that easy chest mark. But O'Reilly's done a pretty good job. I mean, if he's going to have a shot at goal, it's better for him to be kicking out wide than in front of goal. So at least he's forcing him up the ground.
So the Cats back in front of the Wacker at 4-6 to 3-9. Ablett with a couple of goals, the multiple scorer tonight. Burrows doing a good job in the ruck. And gets the footy, gives it to Delaney. Delaney can go all the way here. He's at 50 now. Doesn't time it, gets it to the square. Oh, good attempt by Ridley. Over the top, Sanderson. Wills gave it up. Forced through from behind.
Now, that's a great tactic by Jared Neesham. He's got all of his forwards back at the centre bounce. So that's to enable players, when they win the ball in the centre, they can actually run the ball out of the centre. And Delaney that time was able to run right up to 50 to have a shot because there's no players there.
Oh, look at that!
Well, KB, that is one of the marks of the year without any
what a
doubt.
terrific lead.
Burrows. What a grab. He's an exciting young player. Gets it back to 20. Ridley gets a free kick. Shoved right in the back.
Cool, 2 out of 10, Brenton Sanderson.
From 20 metres, Ridley. Look at this mark by Burrows. So Ridley to go for his second. Kicked 7 goals in the first 3 matches, the leading goal scorer at the club. Oh, I think he's missed. That's a dreadful miss at this stage after such an inspirational build-up. He's kicked 1 goal, 3 Ridley, and 3-11 to 4-6.
Well, Bruce, it looks simple when you're looking on the screen there. The conditions just look so simple.
Come on,
but
you've got to kick a goal from there.
There is a breeze blowing that is blowing across the face of that goal. If you have a look at the windsock down there in the right...
No excuse, he's only 15 metres out. It's a shocking kick.
McGrath gets it from Graham.
McGrath at centre half-back. KB, you were one of the best kicks for goal, eh? Straight kick. The kick goes to half-back. It's taken by Lynch. Lynch, a long kick. Down towards half-forward. Up high, that's a terrific effort there by Barnes, and then gives the hand pass away to Couch. Couch's kick to full foot. Oh, gee whiz, that was too high, too quick by Brownless. O'Reilly tackled. Ablett. The kick off the side of his boot as it bounced inside. It may be a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Geelong.
You're saying, Robbo...
You never ever miss from that position.
15 metres out. I tell you what, I reckon I've got a better chance of kicking from 15 metres out than 30 metres out.
Oh, well, it's no goal anyway for the Dockers, and a chance worth lamenting. Burrows tries to kick it clear. Couch tackled very well there by Kickett. Ball spills free. Still in Geelong's half-forward area. That's Pickering trying to barge his way clear, but the umpire will be forced to bounce. It's only about 40 metres, maybe closer, 35 metres from Geelong's goal. And the ruckman converge on it. Big punch by Barnes. Through goes Jones, can't get clear. Pickering, unselfishly Brownless. Then Tanner. Tanner off the left foot, kicks high, long, and just offline. Another behind of the Cats. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Geelong lead by 2 points. 11 scoring shots, registering just 4 goals. 14 scoring shots for the Dockers. They've kicked just 3 goals.
Chisholm with it. Deep in the second quarter, goes short, gets O'Reilly at half-back. Hocking, man on the mark. Well, Stephen O'Reilly said Gary Hocking's one of the best 2 footballers that he's seen in the football record this week. The other being Gary Ablett. Had a couple of good years at Geelong, particularly last year. There's Mann. Just got rid of Brewer.
Playing well, Peter Mann.
8 marks, Robbo. Short, good kick. Look at this for space for McGovern. Should be able to run right away. In fact, could go all the way. He's at 50, gives it a hook. It gets to the goal square. Front spot Geelong. Scholl, good tackle by, well, I say good tackle by Wills. He didn't actually bring him to ground. He ran him through from behind. So it's 3-12 to 4-7, a point the difference of the Wagger. Andrew Wills trying to make his mark tonight against his old club. He left not on the absolute best of terms. Geelong were pretty disappointed. They played him in every game last year. Kickett is playing his 50th game in AFL footy for the 5th club. Waters, good take by Allen. A fingertipper right off his toes, wobbles it to the pocket and out of play. You're a man for stats, KB. 50 games, 5 different clubs. That'd be getting close to some record, wouldn't it?
Well, there's only been 3 guys who have played for 5 clubs in the history of league football, so he's up there with them.
Boundary throw in, left forward pocket for Fremantle. 3.5 minutes left in the half. Sanderson, pressure being applied by the Dockers forwards, and it's been pretty good.
But it was when Kickett went back to Claremont and played across the half-back line that he really started to find good form, and in fact that's when Essendon drafted him back to Melbourne.
Geelong by a point. Gilbert dragged off the football. Mansfield gets it to Barnes. Barnes runs across the goal square. He's now in the left back pocket, goes in short. He's a very talented player. Tall man, covers plenty of ground, gets knockouts, kicks well with left or right foot. Kick goes down towards the wing. Chisholm comes out, takes a good mark on his chest. Pretty well unopposed. Hooks the kick in towards the centre. Position has been made there by Miller. Miller's kick towards full forward. Not really a great chance for the forward. Gilbert leaves it for Waters. Waters goes back into the corridor. Kick it. Flying shot at goal. And that's the reason, Kevin, that I was talking about it. But because there's too many of these players that are supposed to be pretty good at kicking the ball, missing by such big margins. Mark taken by Tanner at left half back for Geelong.
They're all crook kicks.
They're all crook kicks. Well, Tanner, he kicks it nicely down towards the wing position. Taken by Brown, back to Couch. Couch with his 14th kick towards the forward pocket area. Gary Hocking beaten for it on this occasion by Miller. And it's over for a throw-in. Left half forward for the Cats. About 85 metres around from their goal. There's Gary Hocking. Great to see him back in the Geelong Guernsey.
And they lead by a point, the Cats here. Getting close to half-time. Back from Brewer to Mensch. Mensch under pressure from Chisholm. Out on the fall. So it'll be Quentin Leach, I think, to bring it back in. David Mensch back in the team tonight. Got dropped after winning in that winning game against Sydney when he kicked a late goal. And the Cats just got home on the Sunday night. Leach to centre wing. Big fly came from Graham, but man, again, what an outstanding first half. Outstanding display of high marking. He's taken 9 marks, goes in, gets to kick it. Chisholm, I should say. Chisholm. Burrows his target. Oh, Mansfield courageous. That's a good play by Mansfield. Had to commit himself front on there. and gets the free kick. Barnes getting tangled up with Wills. I think a couple of the old Cats are letting Andrew Wills know that they're about the place tonight. Mansfield's high ball, looking for Mensch. Has a height advantage over Kickett. Wardell Johnson, pretty neat kick to half forward. Waters running onto it. With him Scholl, still Scholl, concedes a behind, scores a level at the Wacker. It's a funny old scoreline, isn't it? 3-13 to 4-7. Looks like that final score from Waverley Park last Sunday, 5-4 to 4-16.
I think the conditions are a little bit better here than they were at Waverley the other
They were
night.
kicking against the tide out there.
Golly.
Not if we listen to you, Robbo, kicking to the right of screen.
Oh dear. The kick in towards half-back, taken by McGovern. McGovern gets the hand pass. Miller, number 49. Now Delaney, receiving from Ben Allen. Delaney's kick into the pocket. Man again into an open goal. Couldn't miss from there, could he? He has. He has. You wouldn't believe it. You'd have to see this game twice, wouldn't you? Convince yourself. 3-14 to 4-7.
Now you can't blame the breeze for that, Robert. I mean, that's just poor skill.
Well, everybody tries to tell us that the players are better, more skillful than 10 years ago. What's happening out there, Kevin?
McGrath.
Unbelievable.
Bangs it back in, gets distance. Oh, unopposed. Not sure what happened there, but Brown couldn't take the mark. Couch. Gets to Pickering, wide. About 10 seconds remaining here. Jones under pressure from Brownless. Fremantle in front by a point. 3-14 to 4-7. Peter Mann outstanding in the air. 11 kicks, 5 handballs, 9 marks, but 5 shots at goal and not a sausage roll before half-time. Waters goes to ground, tackled by Pickering. And siren sounds. So we've got a dire struggle here, haven't we? A real battle with the Dockers and the Cats. Just a point between them. The Dockers led by 3 at quarter time. Ridley's missed an easy one. And at half
Ridley
time,
plus about 17 others, Bruce.
well, Gary Ablett hasn't, has he? He's just kicked the 2, but he's looked pretty dangerous every time he's been able to sit back and have a set shot. Couch has been terrific. 15 kicks, 4 handballs out of the centre. The Brownlow medalist from 89. And at half time, Fremantle are a point in front. It's 32 to 31.
Dropped off in the second half of the quarter, and they must move the ball quickly.
That's fair enough too. 32 to 31. Thanks for that, Dwayne. Start of the second half at the Wacker. Fremantle by a point. 3-14 they scored in the first half. Waters gets it from McGovern. Wide to Wardell Johnson. Back with him now, Hinkley, who started in the forward line. Wardell Johnson back to Mann. Did he mark it? Play on? No, paid. So 10th mark to Peter Mann. What an amazing stat. But 5 shots a goal and not a solitary goal in the first half. His centering kick, Hutton, stretch, couldn't quite. Wills was looking for the snare off the back. Riccardi, just 3 handballs in the opening half, was taken from the ground after Edwards had turned him inside out. And it'll be a throw in the left forward pocket. Well, if the Dockers could jump here with a couple of quick goals, they'd put a little break on the Cats. They had the best of the first half everywhere but the scoreboard. Except for a little burst by Geelong when they kicked 2 goals in a couple of minutes in the second quarter. It's been mainly Fremantle. 3-14, 4-7. Scholl, as we look at the Fremantle bench, and Ridley and Gilbert amongst them. 2 of their experienced recruits.
Looked like maybe Norwich was there too.
Yeah, 3 of them. So from AFL clubs last year, a couple from Melbourne and 1 from Essendon.
And I think Pickering is on the bench also for Geelong, getting a bit of attention. They're right across the other side of the ground. So he was a good player in that first half.
Burrows, McGrath at the back. McGovern, Wardell Johnson. That's not bad. It's pretty close. I think he's got it. Well, we've seen he can kick a goal. He got 3 the last time we were here against Essendon. Came onto the ground late in the second quarter, and the Dockers get out to a 7-point lead.
Well, we see the ball just tapped on there by McGovern and taken by Wardell Johnson. He kicked that opening goal against Essendon the last time we were here, and he did kick 3 goals that night. And obviously he's a goal kicker. Hinkley started on the forward line, but now playing half back for the Cats.
Yeah, I think, Bruce, you mentioned that Wardell Johnson in your preview, a very good kick of the ball, and he showed that there. It was a magnificent goal. Waters gets it across to Leach. Leach a little kick, not too bad. Edwards to McGovern. McGovern to half forward. Dropping what he should have taken was Hutton. In goes McGovern again. Contest at half forward. Gets it to Mann. Mann tries to crash his way through. Oh, a real struggle for possession at half forward for the Dockers. Tanner gets it to Gary Hocking. Gary Hocking out into the path of Couch, but Delaney is there. Tap on, not bad. Ben Allen, good vision. The kick, not quite carrying. At the back is Hinkley. Hinkley is at left half back for Geelong. Kicks it down towards the wing. The mark taken by Aaron Lord. Hand pass in towards centre half back. Hinkley again. Quick kick. Not really to the advantage of any of his teammates. Couch out of position. Mark taken by Waters. Waters is on centre wing. Not really high possessions, but workmanlike performance by that player. He's kicked to half forward. A good mark in the finish. Taken by Ben Graham. Handballs it away. Riccardi kicks in towards the centre. And a pretty simple mark taken by Barnes. Gets the handball away. Lynch. Paul Lynch, he's kicked a goal for the Cats, runs through the centre, kicks towards half forward, but chipping in, and taking the mark as Chisholm. Just shrugs the tackle as if he's played 150 games. Very capable defender. Kicks wide towards the wing. Ball rebounds, Lord. Barnes leaves it. Gary Hocking again, getting into it now. Short kick, and he finds Simpson not quite up to half forward.
Simpson looking for Ablett. O'Reilly with him. Play on called. Kick it out wide. Delaney has to go. So Gary Hocking and Riccardi both getting their first kicks in this half for the match. Delaney on to Parker. He stops, props, and then gives it up. That's bad footy. He had Ben Allen and Peter Mann as targets and missed both of them. Graham to take it.
He's been moved on to Peter Mann now, Ben Graham.
Danger here. Good effort by Hinkley because Edwards was going to go through. Taken by Brewer to McGrath. McGrath beaten by Mann early. Out wide to Simpson, who's come on in the second half. Geelong trail 4-7 to 4-14 at the Wacker. High ball, Brownless the target. Jones goes with him. And this defence has been very good for Fremantle. It was in the opening couple of games. They haven't given much away in their 3 games, in fact, to date. The Tigers kicked 12 goals against them. Essendon kicked about 12 against them, and last week another 12 by Fitzroy. High ball.
Mansfield's kick towards full forward. Down goes Ablett. Chance there for Kickett. Finds some space and gets it to Chisholm. Gee, they combine well, these two boys. He runs around his opponents. Beautiful footwork and pace to burn. Goes in short. Lets himself down with an ordinary kick. Good play by Burrows into the path of Wills. Wills leading Riccardi a merry dance. Away goes Wills off the left foot. Magnificent goal kicked by Andrew Wills. Wills gets his second goal and the Dockers break away. They're 13 points in front of the Cats.
Well, it was a wonderful pick-up by Andrew Wills. Not easy to do that. To pick it up here, we see kicked off the ground by Burrows, who McGrath's now playing on full pace, picking that ball up and then getting balanced and kicked that goal. That was a terrific play. He's kicked 2 goals now, Wills.
(5:14, 4-7). What an outstanding piece of play. Delaney gets it from Waters. This could really break the game open. Wobbles it to the goal square. Man in the front spot. Scholl from defence. Cats have got to hold up here. Waters onto it. Barnes into him. Wills. Well, the adrenaline would be flowing in that body at the moment to fall forward. Graham didn't take the mark off the ground. A goal by Hutton. No point was attached. 5:15, 4-7.
You can see those quick breaks out of the centre. I think we've got to give a great deal of credit here to Jared Neesham because the way he has set up his forward line, he has this huge gap between the centre square and the 50-metre line so they can run the ball in.
Gee, Tanner unlucky there. McGovern, Delaney goes to the goal square and outnumbered completely there, Burrows, and Brown gets hold of it. Look for Hocking, another turnover. Edwards couldn't quite break the Brewer tackle, which was a good one. Well played by Ben Allen. Man unable to get it. Got a tremendous chance here, Fremantle, to take a grip on this game if they can get a goal. Delaney, inside 40, sprays it across to the right. And going to
Free
ground.
kick.
Free kick going to Burrows.
Held on to.
Against McGrath, who can't believe it. Well, we were seeing it from a fairly long vantage viewpoint there, but you can see the angle now for Burrows. Is a very, very promising player. He's kicked 3 points tonight, took an outstanding mark. What a big kick this is at 5:15 to 4-7. They like it as a goal. What a start by the Dockers. They've kicked 3 goals in about 3 minutes after kicking 3 goals in the opening half. And they have pinched a big break all of a sudden.
Yes, against the Tide, 3 goals won we see there. Now, he might have had a fair bit of acting there,
What's an
Burrows.
ordinary free kick?
He's learning very, very quickly about the AFL football because he went to ground from a long distance here. We could see that's what the umpire paid, but probably not a great deal in that. McGrath's been moved away from centre-half back, playing on man. Now he's back on Burrows across the full forward line.
So the job in front of Geelong now, Burton in the picture. Just a little indecision here as to what's happening on the interchange. I think a Geelong player has been asked maybe for the blood rule because one of the umpires,
Tanner's going off and Sanderson is coming on.
umpire Trevor Garrett, ran across there to the runner just to explain that, well, the only thing I can read into it, Kevin, is maybe it was a blood rule.
He took his jumper off straight away.
So the bounce, it certainly favours Geelong, but they need a goal badly. Lynch kicks it from the centre towards half forward. Good mark, Barnes. Handballs quickly. Brownless is caught. Free kick must go to kick it, surely. Oh, the crowd are right behind the Dockers now.
50.
All the vocal support.
50, Robbo.
50-metre penalty. Well, this will put him within goal-scoring distance. And listen to the crowd. It's an absolute full house at the Wacker. Have another look at what happened here. Billy Brownless appealing to the umpire. He was certainly caught. Free kick was with Kickett, but the 50-metre penalty puts him within scoring distance. He kicks underneath it, lets the breeze do a little bit for him, but not quite the accuracy in the finish, and through for a behind. Kicked by the half-back flanker, Dale Kickett. It's his first score for the evening. The Dockers lead by 21 points.
Looks a big lead when you look at that scoreboard, doesn't it? 6-16, 4-7. Cats desperate for a goal. Barnes, big fly. Burton, good job that time. Here's Kickett, goes short. Gets to Miller at 50. High ball. Not anyone back there. Will's coming in late, but not a good kick by Miller. And Graham had to stand his ground, and he did it pretty well. Riccardi now playing off half-back to Scholl. Under pressure, Delaney puts him under it. Lynch also under pressure. Free kick. Riccardi will get it against Waters. Cats 4-7. They're stuck on 4-7. 6 goals, 16 Fremantle. Peter Riccardi, no kicks in the first half, taken from the ground. Hocking wants it short. Riccardi to centre wing. Mansfield was the original target. At the back, Minch, taken by Miller. Important ball here because Geelong could come off this. Free kick will go to McGrath against Burrows. Hanging on over the shoulder. So McGrath in the heart of the centre square. Goes to Hinkley. Hinkley transfers it very wide. Looking for Mansfield. Gets him. He's now playing up forward. Mansfield away from Parker. Goes to Ablett. Had to hold his ground. Well played, O'Reilly. Free kick to McGovern. High tackle. Just loose there against Simpson. McGovern not happy. Ablett goes to ground. Oh, Ablett's going to chase Chisholm here and give him one, I think. The great man. And Chisholm goes back and gives Gary one. Oh, a bit happening there as Miller runs away from half-back. Stops and props on Gary Hocking. Then centres at the wheel, should take the mark. Goes early, takes it. Has kicked 2 goals. Fremantle on a roll here. Crowd, as Robbo said, full house, they love it. Oh, not a good kick. Gives it up too easily. Hutton's been the disappointment, I feel, up forward for Fremantle. and away goes Lynch.
Lynch's kick goes in towards the centre. Good mark. Well done, young Aaron Lord. Looks to play on quickly. Gets it down towards the centre half forward area. Excellent mark taken by Simpson. Unopposed, judged it well. And 40 metres from goal. A badly needed goal here for Geelong if Sean Simpson can kick the distance. We've seen so many behinds kicked down this end of the ground. Well, both ends of the ground, I suppose. When you analyse it, Simpson's shot for goal, misses by a big margin. Registers a behind. Sean Simpson, 4-8. Geelong, 6-16 Fremantle, margin 20 points. Kicking to be done by O'Reilly. He's done a pretty good job on Gary Ablett. Gary Ablett has kicked 2 goals and he's had 4 kicks. This is Leach. Kicks out wide. Well done. Oh, he's dropped that. McGovern should have marked that. Maybe he'd sped it before he'd gathered it. 11 minutes left in the third term. Already in this term, Fremantle have kicked 3 goals, and Dwayne Lamb has a boundary line report.
Yes, Tanner actually split open the corner of his mouth, so he's had it attended to, and it looks like coming back on shortly.
Thanks for that. Chisholm cleverly to Waters, gets it back. Probably should have gone on then. Now squares it. They need this Edwards. Brewer, good kick though. Got to Edwards. Can play, can't he, Chisholm?
Fantastic.
And remember Abraham, the other outstanding young player, is out suspended tonight. Delaney getting some touches. Well, he's not kicking well. That's not well done at all. Just turned it straight over the Minch. Trying a big screw punt. Scholl from half-back. Geelong could make them pay. Couch, who slowed a bit after an outstanding start. First kick in this half. Gets to Barnes, who's working for him. Brownless is at centre half forward. Ablett at full forward. Now Ablett leads. He won't quite get into it. Simpson. Kick was too short for Ablett to get into the play there and forced over the line. Fremantle are 20 points in front. Sean Simpson, ex-St Kilda. I said earlier, there are 8 players out there for Geelong tonight who started their careers with other teams, weren't all that successful and have made a go of it at Geelong. Waters conceding ground, pretty important kick this, has got to find Edwards. Brewer to go at the back. Edwards went to ground. Brewer goes short. Chance now for Lord, who kicks and misses. Well, maybe you're right, Rob. I'm giving up because there's been so many shots to the right and so many misses.
Well, I don't know. Kevin mentioned something just before play resumed after half-time about it being a disease that can become catchy.
Yes, you can get those sorts of epidemics where all of a sudden that's a shot and kick out.
There's another.
That's one of the things that Chisholm does every now and then. He kicks out short to a contest and well, it could cost them a goal. We can't say it will for certain because they've missed so many goals, but that's the area where Chisholm makes some mistakes. He is a very, very exciting player and he's been superb tonight, but every now and then he just makes that wrong decision, but he's only just played 3 games of league footy.
Well, Sean Simpson really has to kick this goal for Geelong. He's only 35 metres out, and no more need be said. The look on Simpson's face tells the story. 2 behinds to that player and another behind to the Cats. 9 minutes left in the third term. Chisholm will kick it back in for Fremantle and he decides on the long one, straight down the ground.
Burton has been unable to get into it. Brownless flew high. Kick it, knocked it forward. Mansfield, still with Mansfield, swings the handball out wide to Sanderson. Hall's come on the ground, by the way, for Geelong and his first run for the club, ex-West Coast. Waters' handball to Chisholm to kick it. Good mark. He's under a bit of pressure from Brewer. Kick it goes out wide. McGovern, who's been on his own a lot tonight, again doesn't take the mark. Making an absolute meal of it, gets it to Waters. Waters at about 70 metres with 1 bounce. Then goes towards full forward. Man the target. Stretch from the back was from Scholl. Well done. Pushes it out in front of Minch. Edwards cuts it off. Edwards in the pocket. Can he straighten up and kick a goal? On his left. Just misses. Behind. And the way this match is going, you just feel that if Fremantle kick a couple more now, Geelong are going to be out of reach.
Well, they're starting to win the ball midfield. Hocking really has no influence on the game. Couch has slowed a bit since half time. You've got Tanner off the field with the blood rule, and Pickering is off, who was also a very good player. So all of a sudden Geelong's losing that momentum midfield.
Graham's kick goes nearly to the centre. Fleet of foot, the Cats go forward. This is Hinkley. Hinkley's little left foot kick is all right. Finds Lord. Lord too far out to score. He's about 70 metres from goal. Goes in short into the pocket. Looking for Ablett. Now a free kick has been paid to Gary Ablett. Well, I've had the feeling that he's been manhandled a couple of times before that and didn't get the nod from the umpire. On this occasion, we have another look. Down he went forward.
Looked like Greg Laganas.
Gary Ablett. Let's see if the master can do what everyone else has most others have failed to do. That's kick goals. Geelong have only managed 4. And they've had something like 20 scoring shots. The kick by Ablett looks pretty good. Gary Ablett's pretty happy. It's a goal. 3 goals to Gary Ablett. Geelong get their 5th from 15 scoring shots. They trail by 13 points.
So we see young Aaron Lord here. Gary on the lead. Well, we were behind that, so it's a bit hard to see, but looked like a difficulty factor of about 1.8, I think, with a double pike.
Six, 17 to 5-10. Ablett with 3 goals. Derek Dale Kickett, I should say, out of the centre to McGovern. As I said earlier, he's been on his own a lot in this quarter, McGovern. Fremantle looking to steady. Ablett didn't have a big game against Sydney, but kicked 2 late goals. They were important, and tonight those 3 goals are vital. Here's Waters from 48 metres. He's got it. I thought, no, hit the post. It was home all the way.
You know, Bruce, he was standing out there for ages when the kick came in from McGovern. On his own at right half forward.
Well, it was never going to miss until the last 2 or 3 metres. Slight deviation, hit the post. 6-18, 5-10. But going back, Ablett's 3 out of 5, important. That goal just steadies them up, gives them a chance to stay in touch before 3/4 time. Perhaps needing another one. Brown's handball over the back. Okay, Tanner back on the ground. Goes to Couch. Couch at centre wing. Looking for Hall. This is Derek Hall in his first game for Geelong. Played, I think, 2 for West Coast. Free kick to Dale Kickett. Resurrecting his career yet again. 15 games at Fitzroy, 2 at West Coast, 21 at St Kilda, 8 at Essendon, now in his 50th AFL League game. Here's Peter Miller.
Miller is just behind the wing. High kick towards half forward. No mark, but a free kick being paid out of that marking contest by umpire Peter Carey, indicating that Peter Mann was held. Mann's able to kick to the goal front. I think everyone thought it was going Geelong's way. Burrows got back quickly and has marked only 30 metres out straight in front.
Sure, Peter Carey's first suggestion was that the free kick was the other way.
Well, I think that's what's happened, and it's caught Geelong players out of position.
Ben Graham, when the ball was kicked, appealed to the umpire with his arms outstretched as if to say, we didn't know he had the kick.
Well, Burrows has got it, and he's a beautiful kick of the football. He's kicked the goal. Burrows gets his second, and Fremantle stretch the lead again to 20 points.
Just a couple of easy goals in the first half. And Peter Mann, who's been an outstanding player, spotted him as he headed back. So he's kicked 2 goals this quarter.
$60-40, the Cats not happy with that. They're positive that Peter Carey indicated the free kick was going to Ben Graham. But it went to Peter Mann, and it's history now that Burrows has kicked his second. Mensch got it out of the centre. Down to Simpson. Brownless, it was a hard ball, but he couldn't hold it. Kick it. Chisholm pushes it forward. Geelong desperate for a goal now. 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And in this term, They've really kicked away at 4 goals for Fremantle. Have kicked to 1 goal 3.
They're giving Barnes a bit of a rest on the interchange bench with Mensch in the ruck, so Barnes may be in for a very big last quarter.
Miller's handball. Brewer tries to crash his way through. Miller holds him up. Ridley's tackle on Couch okay. And again a bounce. Brownless. Hocking. Mansfield. Now we might have an opportunity to show that free kick as Peter Carey comes in. Now here we go. Peter Mann. Oh well, I guess Mann was in the front spot, but Ridley coming into the back. But the what we just missed was Peter Carey's initial movement, which definitely was that it was a Geelong free kick. Delaney from centre half back to half forward, and good grab at the back by Mitch, who's done all right tonight.
Mitch plays on and kicks wide towards half-back, and a good mark taken by Lynch. Delaney, the Dockers player there. Lynch, 1 goal 3, now playing across half-back. High kick in towards the centre of the ground, play on. You can distinctly hear the umpire's call. Tanner tries to get it clear. Brown, closely attended by Chisholm, and the boundary umpire will come into play by throwing it in. Ruckman to contest this boundary throw in. Ridley at the back, tries to take it out of the air over the top of Hall. Sanderson. Mansfield it was, the kick towards half forward. Oh, brilliantly taken by Couch. Couch's little kick towards half forward. Big leap, no mark. Brownless, knocked away by Leach. Now Miller. Miller quickly out of the congestion at half forward for Geelong. Kicks it across the half-back line. Leach is into it again. Handball over the top, well done. O'Reilly will clear for the Dockers.
To Edwards at half-back. Will it sit? Tanner comes in hard, well played. Ran across Edwards and forced it out of play. See Tanner, who bleeding earlier on. Perfect night in Perth. Gee, down to 13. It feels a lot warmer up here. It's about 25 when we arrived in the city this afternoon. They keep bragging about this Indian summer every time we come over. I've been sitting here saying it's a hot, balmy night. Look at Tanner, he's hot and balmy, isn't he? He looks like Norman Gunston on a bad night, Robbo. Mitch at the back. Simpson. McGovern with him. They do need a goal, the Cats, late in this third quarter. Simpson with a high ball, back towards centre half forward. Leach has been very good at the back. He's had some mates too, just 4 goals to the Cats in the first half and 1 in this third quarter. Up towards half forward, Ablett attacks it. With him is Kickett. Has time, oh, cool as you like to Waters at half back.
There's a bit of arrogance now in the Dockers play, isn't there? Waters goes over the top. Wardell Johnson's kicked half forward. If it's not a mark, it's a free kick, surely. Oh, nothing paid there either. Hinckley's kick to right half forward is ordinary. It goes over for a throw-in. If that wasn't a mark,
it was a free kick for certain for Ben Allen. Came right over the top of his shoulder here. And that's a definite free kick against Brown.
Well, Ruckman converge on it at right half forward. This is Couch. Can he find some space? He backtracks and gives the hand pass away when it probably wasn't the right option, but he recovers his position. He's kicked towards the full forward area. Taken by Chisholm, couldn't break clear. Or some solid tackling going on in there now. Leach goes down. Kick it. Handball clear. Jones goes into Delaney. Delaney runs across the half-back line. He's got some pace, this boy. Now he'll get the handball away, and the Dockers have got players in support. One of them was Edwards, the other one was O'Reilly. O'Reilly from fullback, kicks into the pocket. The mark is taken by Ben Allen. He plays on quickly. Kicks towards full forward, the front of the goals. Knocked away from Gilbert. And it goes over for a rush behind to Fremantle.
Well, Quentin Leach across half-back and Kickett and Chisholm have just been a superb trio tonight for Fremantle. And Delaney can really run the ball. He really does make space.
Graham to Hinckley. Minute and a half remaining. This is Derek Hall, the 24-year-old West Perth player in Western Australia. Goes wide, hugging the boundary line, out of play. So in this third quarter, 4 goals, 5 to the Dockers. And 1-3 to Geelong. It's been a big move by Fremantle. Tremendous lead now in the context of a low-scoring game. And Geelong will be looking for a mighty last quarter to maintain their unbeaten record this season. Mansfield tries to crash his way through. Tanner, clever, gave it an opportunity. Now Wheels can get slightly nervous in this situation, but held his ground well. Waters to Leach. Geez, cool Leach. I remember talking to Jared Neesham, interviewing him at a match here last year. He said that Leach would be one of the players who'd make it. Kick it. Gets it back. Swings it out wide to Parker. Short to Waters. About 40 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Another goal here, if Fremantle could get it, would be an absolute body blow. Chisholm now, he can come wide to O'Reilly. Gets to him now. O'Reilly in the centre, not much time left. They need a mark. Kicks it to full forward. Allen forced underneath it. Riccardi and Gilbert throw in right forward pocket. Will there be time for a Docker score? They lead 61-40. Geelong having to hold them out now. Crowd will give the Dockers a mighty ovation here at three-quarter time. Allen couldn't quite. Well done, Hinkley. Forces it forward. Edwards bravely, as he's done all night, but out of play, and I think time's going to beat another score in this third quarter. Jared Neesham, wide-eyed. Wound right up, and why shouldn't he be? A win under their belt last week against Fitzroy. Could this be their first win in Perth? Wardell Johnson, good kick. Is that a goal? I think it is. It is. What about that?
Well, that's his second goal for the quarter, and what a timely one to put one through, because he is a goal kicker, and this is terrific. We see Mann taps down to the front of the pack, and that's a wonderful snap, and to kick it on the siren, this would give Fremantle one almighty lift at this three-quarter time huddle. A great quarter by Fremantle Dockers, winning the ball midfield, particularly with Waters coming into the game, doing very well. McGovern very, very strong. And they lost a bit of impetus, the Cats, when Pickering didn't take his place after half-time, and losing Tanner there for a period of time with the blood rule.
Well, a remarkable ending. A real body blow to the Cats. At three-quarter time, Fremantle lead by 27 points.
And Lynch.
And they've brought Pickering back onto the ground, and Gary Hocking is off the ground with Lord and Sanderson. So Pickering very, very good in that first half, picked up 15 possessions. Off the field in that quarter, not quite certain what was wrong with him.
It is a different feel from a West Coast game here. I think we felt that the first time we were here for the Fremantle. They're roaring now for their Dockers. 8-19, 5-10. Can the Cats come back? They're unbeaten, remember. One of 5 teams unbeaten after 3 rounds. They've beaten Melbourne and Collingwood at Cardinia Park, and Sydney in a thriller at the SCG. Been a lot talked about the Cats in the last couple of weeks. Meaner, tougher, more desperate. Well, we've got to remember they did make the grand final last year. There couldn't have been too much wrong with them. Waters gets a free kick. 8-19, 5-10. And an early goal to Fremantle could almost close the gate on Geelong. Jones runs away to half forward. Ridley at the back. Oh, it just struck. Remarkable mark. And without a glove on.
Yes, but he might have a lot of rosin on his hands. We might have to ban that sort of marking. He might have too much rosin on. This is a fantastic mark.
Well, unique, I'd say. I haven't seen one like it. From 45 metres, low, straight goal. 2 to Ridley. Or, can't say shut the gate, because there's a lot of footy left, but it's going to be tough now.
Well, that's the sort of start Neesham would have been praying for at three-quarter time. They've never won a game here, of course, in their home state, so they've got the crowd right behind him at the moment, and that's a magical piece of play by Todd Ridley. He's missed a couple of easy goals tonight, one just before half-time, but that was a wonderful mark, and it's great to see good pieces of play finished off with a goal.
Gee, 33 points now is a big margin, isn't it? When you consider that the Cats have only been able to kick 5 goals in 3 quarters. Gary Ablett. Gang tackled there by Chisholm and O'Reilly. The umpire will call for a bounce in the left forward pocket for Geelong. Gary Ablett, the leading goal scorer on the ground with 3. Barnes gets a big right fist to it. Hinkley goes to ground, gets a sweeping hand pass. Now rebounds back to Pickering. Pickering snapshot for goal. It looks pretty good. Leanne Pickering has kicked a goal for the Geelong side. Mentioned Kevin, he was on the bench for most of the third term, and they certainly missed him in that third quarter, John.
Yes, it'd be interesting if Dwayne Lamb might be able to find out why he was actually on the bench in that third quarter, because he was a very, very good player around the ball, and he was certainly helping Couch at that stage.
That's exactly what Geelong had to do. They had to get a goal within a couple of minutes, didn't they? To just give themselves a chance. Still 27-point margin. That's what it was at three-quarter time. Burrows comes out of the centre. At half-forward, free kick Simpson. Held on to, not paid. Good take by Wardell Johnson, who's been pretty impressive. Couple of goals, one right on the siren. Burrows, Mansfield wanted it desperately and gets a free kick Ridley into his back. Can the Cats lift? Or play on call?
He did attempt to play on.
Brown. Burt. Wardell Johnson. He can kick a goal. Not this time, just misses. He's been mercurial in the two matches we've seen him here. 2 goals, 1 to Wardell Johnson. And 9-20 to 6-10. 74 to 46. Graham waits for the umpire to complete, and then comes away onto the left and goes with a long one.
And gains good ground, kicks it in towards the centre. Barnes doing the roving work. Pickering, very ordinary effort by Jones. The kick by Pickering to full forward. At the back is Brownless. Toe pokes it in front, and it goes back towards the half-back area for a boundary throw-in. Billy Brownless yet to score. Gary Hocking on the bench. Sanderson. Boundary throw-in, Barnes and Jones. Ball spills to the feet of Couch. Tackle affected by McGovern, and the umpire will come in and bounce. That's Chisholm running away, holding his head. Plenty of time left in the quarter.
Brownless has been moved back into the pocket alongside Gary Ablett.
First goal went to the Dockers. Second goal of the quarter went to the Cats. This is Chisholm running away from half-back. Looks to give the hand pass away, then he decides on a long kick towards half-forward. Oh, nearly taken by Gilbert, but at the back was Mansfield. Mansfield, a high kick out towards the wing. Couch and McGovern. Riccardi gathers, handballs to his own advantage, then kicks in towards the forward pocket area. Oh, top effort by Kickett, jumping high, couldn't take the mark. Free kick to Geelong. Paid to a Brownless. Parker not happy. Umpire Carey standing the mark. Well, Billy Brownless could kick the distance from there. The breeze coming in from that side of the ground, down towards the main scoreboard, to which Billy is kicking. Big kick required from Billy Brownless. Kicks from 50 metres. Not bad. Billy Brownless kicks his first goal. And Geelong get their 7th. So they're still in it. They trail by 22 points.
Well, they are in it, and good move there by Ayres. He's got a goal by moving Brownless from centre half forward, where he was doing very, very well for most of that first 3 quarters, and putting him alongside Gary Ablett, and then moving Hall out across the half-forward line.
Geelong still in this, 9-20 to 7-10. Riccardi, it's the first time we've really had a look at Fremantle in a winning position. Let's see if they tighten up under pressure. Geelong are starting to come home. Scholl at centre wing, goes in short to half-forward. Couple of mistakes there from both sides, leaving the footy. Leach comes away from half-back to Waters. Should be able to keep a cool head, goes out wide, looking for man. Had 10 marks to half-time, not much since. He stops, waits, goes back to Waters. Tanner with him, still with Waters. Still Waters. No tackle put on him by Graham. Well, this is unusual, isn't it, in AFL footy, that a bloke can have the footy for so long and then handball the ball towards man. He's caught holding the footy. Not a good sign for the Dockers, all of that.
No, I mean, he was under pressure for a start. Watters should have kicked the ball and got it deep into the forward line rather than finessing.
Mansfield's lifting to centre wing. Burton having a poor night. Swooping on at Lynch. Geelong are coming at them strongly now. Hinkley in front of himself. Normally clever. Ablett on the left. Hooks it back across the face of goal. Parker well done against the odds. Had a couple of players. Brownless really was in the position to take a mark earlier on. Parker Hall with him. Free kick, is it coming back here? I think it's going to Fremantle against Mensch for coming in strongly on Chisholm off the footy. Across the face of goal. Cheeky to kick it against Ablett running back. It's 9:20 to 7:10.
Kick it goes short, and the mark is taken by O'Reilly. O'Reilly is wide of centre half back. He can go back to kick it, and he could go further down the ground to Leach, but he goes in short, and the mark taken by Edwards. So possession football for the Dockers. Hasn't done a bad job, Edwards on the wing. Not high stats, but had a quality opponent early in Riccardi. The ball close to the boundary line, kicked off the ground by Ben Allen. Attempted gather was by Brewer, gets it out to Tanner. Tanner goes down the ground. Centre half forward marking contest. No, there wasn't any. And this player has mopped up beautifully all night. Chisholm, handball in towards the captain. Ben Allen runs through, gets up near centre half forward, looks to give the little kick off, then ducks past and does it nicely. Wills his mark between the right half forward flank and forward pocket, well within scoring distance, and he's already kicked 2 goals.
And once more, that was set up by Chisholm out of defence, and he can really break up an opposition when he comes away from that last line. And set up here with Watters and Ben Allen, both been pretty steady players since that first term.
Wills for his 3rd goal. Gets good distance, pretty close. That's a goal. 3 goals to Wills. Well, you'd have to say he's earned his go. 8 kicks, 3 goals in a fairly low-scoring game.
And Ben Allen spotted him very well there, and he did the job by finishing it off. Kicked 1 goal in the 2nd quarter, 1 in the 3rd, now 1 in the 4th.
Hard now for the Cats, 80 to 52. Couch from the centre. Good stretch by Lynch. It was touched off the boot, back to Couch. Couch goes towards Ablett. Half volley by Ablett, left foot. And he's going to miss. It's out of bounds in the pocket. And that brings a big roar from the crowd here. Led by 3 points at quarter time. The Dockers by 1 at half time. Split the game open in the 3rd quarter. Currently lead 10-20 to 7-10. But deep in Geelong's attack, Mensch. Brewer well trapped, good kick over the shoulder. Has he got it? Just missed. Bad luck for Brewer there. So Geelong certainly not going to give this away. 1-1 for Brewer. Miller about to come back on. 7-11 to 10-20, Gilbert off.
So can the Dockers hold on? 12.5 minutes left. Short kick by Chisholm. Finds Parker between fullback and centre half back. Plays on, gives it back to Chisholm. Just sets it up, doesn't he? That kick's ordinary though. Strong at the football was Brewer. The goal is unattended. Wide handball, Brownless. Good kick by Billy Brownless. Just misses to the left. Not much in that, but just to behind a Geelong. 26 points is the margin in favour of Fremantle. O'Reilly. Well, you'd have to say he's done a pretty good job, because the contest with Ablett, he's restricted Gary Ablett to just 7 kicks, from which he's got 3 goals. O'Reilly kicks it to himself and then goes down the ground, but good mark taken by Brownless. Too tall for his Fremantle opponent. Brownless between the wing and centre half forward. Kicks towards full forward. No mark, but Gary Ablett at the back has kicked a goal. Well, it looked pretty simple in the finish. Gary's now kicked 4 goals. 20 points is the margin once again. Fremantle lead, 11.5 minutes left in the game.
He's kicked a goal in every quarter, and there was a big pack there, and he just elected to stay down, just like a magnet. The ball just followed him, and he was able to pop through his 4th goal. So the Cats, still plenty of chances, still plenty of time. 11.5 minutes to go in this last
They
term.
haven't really kicked a number of goals in succession, have they, Geelong? Each time they've been able to do something, the Dockers have gone back.
10-20 to 8-12. Ablett with 4. Couch working hard. Barnes has another go. Thumps it up towards half forward. If they get the next goal, Geelong, we've got a real game on our hands. It's 20 points of difference. It's a poor option a moment ago by O'Reilly, kicking to the Brownless. Riccardi, high one. Oh, Lynch, has he cramped or hurt his ankle there? He's in all sorts of trouble. Off one leg, goes in short. He'll have to come off, I think. Minch has got it at 65. This is an important play. Ablett settles himself. Burton. Well, the big spider's been quiet tonight, but they'll remember that one. Just his 2nd mark. Miller. Young Lynch in trouble in the hands of the trainer. Miller at centre half back, not a good kick to Brewer. They're turning it over. Fremantle out of defence. Brewer goes with a long one. Brownless and Ablett get set. Good punch from the side by Burton. At half back, Leach gets towards, kick it. Hip and shoulder by Brewer, out of play. Plenty of time for Geelong, needing 3.5 goals, 4 straight kicks. 10.5 minutes remaining. 8-12, 10-20.
Actually, the good punch away by Burton then. It was a very important fist he got to the ball.
Between wing and left half forward, Miller, a lovely hand pass. McGovern, one bounce, kicks towards full forward. Out was Ridley, couldn't take the mark. Waters, good hands. Wardell Johnson doesn't mind this situation. What a beautiful kick that is. Magnificent goal by Wardell Johnson. He's now kicked 3, and the Dockers hit back. The margin, once again, 26 points in favour of Fremantle.
Before this season is over, Wardell Johnson might be one of the best finishers in the game. We'll see McGovern, who's been a terrific player, got the ball down. Great hands there by Scott Waters, and he really knows how to kick a goal. Wardell Johnson, very classy.
.26 points the margin. Ben Allen from the centre. Could the captain goal? He goes for it. He goes for it right to the square. Ridley, and through from behind. Well, Burton, 2 big plays, the mark and the punch. When Geelong were coming home hard, has been able to hold them up. And Wardell Johnson, the 24-year-old, there's Ben Allen, has kicked 3 great goals tonight. Here's Simpson. So the margin back to what it was at 3/4 time. So Geelong has worked really hard, and they've got nothing to show for it. Spider goes again. Norrish on the ground. Handball by Burrows. Wardell Johnson to Miller. Miller at 60 metres. Good kick. Oh, Wills with a chance now. He's got 3 goals to his name in the pocket. Tries to spin a yarn to his opponent. Hooks it back towards the goal square. Nice take there by Simpson. Plays it to McGrath. McGrath from the back pocket. Geelong with their unbeaten run of 3 straight. Looking down the barrel now. Burrows goes in short. Ben Allen's got hold of it.
It was a good kick squeezed out of that by Craig Burrows. Ben Allen wide on left centre wing, indicating that he's going to kick it into the left half forward flank position. At the back, no mark to Brown, and the ball goes over for a throw in 50, just outside the 50-metre area. Ridley played pretty well. He's had 7 kicks and kicked 2 goals. Peter Mann, he was terrific early. Took something like a dozen marks in the first half. 10 marks to be exact, 13 kicks and 6 handballs. And he's kicking for goal. Letting him down, he's kicked 3 behinds. Doing the ruck work with Graham. Ball spills now, Couch leaves it behind. Norrish, hand pass, Ridley. Can he get some space? Gets the hand pass away. Snapshot for goal for Fremantle by Norrish. He's kicked another one. Terrific goal there by Norwich. Hand pass coming from Ridley. And Fremantle must win. They're 33 points in front, 8.5 minutes left.
Well, he did really well here, Norwich. He handballed it on up to Ridley, then ran on out of that pack, and then just received it again, the old 1-2, and then with this terrific snap. And you see Will's very excited there, so Norwich enticed back from Melbourne, and well, they're on their way to winning their first game at home.
12-21 to 8-12. Couch from the centre to half forward. Push against Brownless from the Docker defender. No free kick. Well, Parker gives it up. Hinkley in the pocket, left foot, normally good with those. Misses. Behind to Ken Hinkley. 3 points Hinkley tonight. Remember, he kicked 3 goals against Sydney in a very important second half when he went forward and kept Geelong nice and tight, nice and close. Well, haven't they had an impact on the AFL in their first 4 matches, the Dockers? Tremendous performances in defeat against Richmond and Essendon. Went to the Western Oval, cleaned up Fitzroy, and back here against one of the 5 unbeaten teams in the competition. Surely they're on their way to their first victory at home. Leach has got it. They've got a real flavour of their own, Fremantle. They're great to watch, and it's exciting when you see them over here. Here's Jones. Back inside to O'Reilly. He's had a tremendous duel with Ablett. Well-measured kick to McGovern. Gee, it was a good kick by O'Reilly. It had to be pinpoint, and it was. McGovern's done his job, hasn't he, since half-time. He's put on the couch. He's got plenty of possessions. Goes to half-forward. McGrath takes the mark. McGrath swings it out wide. Was looking for Barnes. He's going to make the big fellow stretch. Riccardi there to try and help him. Norwich, who probably kicked the ceiling goal a minute or 2 ago, chips in and gets a free kick. At half forward, brings it back towards the pocket. Ridley hurled up, couldn't get a crack at it. Get a free kick against him, going to Brown. I think he's a bit stiff then, Ridley. I mean, he ran out of room completely. He kept his eye on the footy. What did he do wrong?
Well, he did crash into his back, though. He never got his hands on the ball, neither.
The bloke did take his running completely.
It was Brown's kick, he came from behind.
Wardell Johnson goes to Waters. Wills makes the first lead. Waters decides against it.
Well, Waters has been very productive for the Dockers around the middle of the ground. I think we mentioned he had a quiet first quarter, and there's a straightforward mark taken by Ridley. He's been pretty good, Todd Ridley. He adds a bit of flavour, doesn't he, to that forward line. We have another look here at, well, too easy in the finish.
It was a good kick by Waters. I mean, it was to the right side of him, and just with the flight of the ball, Brown just, you know, couldn't get his fist to the ball. It was a beautiful kick.
You can see there that Todd Ridley has kicked 2 goals. So a chance for his third. A very emphatic kick at the ball. And missed by a fair margin in the finish. 2 goals for to Todd Ridley. And we've mentioned a couple of times that the players have had a lot of difficulty kicking goals. Look at Fremantle score, 34 scoring shots. They're 12-22. Graham, another 70-metre puck kick out to the wing nearly. Taken here by Mansfield. Somehow gets past. Onto his right foot. Kicks in towards centre half forward. Brownless up high. Parker's got the football. Gary Hocking's tackled too high. And Parker will take the free kick across the half-back line for Fremantle. Looks to transfer play. Shrugs the tackle from Brownless. Oh, leaves it behind. Little kick by Miller to the safety of the boundary line. So the Dockers quite relieved there. Parker a little disappointed with his endeavours there to clear the ball from half-back. 5.5 minutes left in this match. And a great victory coming up for Fremantle. Burton takes it out of the air. Kicks it about 30 metres down towards the wing. Little kick off the ground by Hinkley. Goes in after it again. Edwards over the top. Hinkley able to gather the ball. Handball it forward for Geelong. Pickering now for the Cats. He's kicked to the square. Doesn't get that far. Gary Hocking leaves it behind. O'Reilly. Chance for Ablett. Still Gary Ablett in there. O'Reilly drags him off the ball. And the umpire, not far away from that incident, deems that it's illegal by O'Reilly. Free kick to Ablett. O'Reilly not happy, but it looked as though it was there.
I think this one's a free kick.
Certainly being dragged away from the football there, Gary Ablett, as we see on the replay. So the champion Geelong forward, Gary Ablett, has kicked 4. And he wouldn't have any trouble with the distance. Gary Ablett for goal number 5. It's a pretty good kick. Well done by Ablett. He's kicked 5. 5 straight. So
yes,
he hasn't had any trouble kicking
the
for goal.
Blues hasn't worried Gary tonight, or the epidemic that flowed through both sides. But this is a free kick. Ablett playing the ball long. He's very clever, Gary. I mean, he realised if he just gets his body in front there of O'Reilly, that he's going to topple on top of him, and that's exactly the way it panned out.
So 5 to Ablett, 9 to Geelong. That's a good strike rate, isn't it, by their champion goal kicker? But 12-22, 9-13, Waters. They've been dominant out of the centre square, the Dockers. Free kick to Waters. Gang tackled, brought to the ground. Couch just directing some traffic. Peter Carey telling him to get on with it. Pickering giving the initial free kick away. Waters excellent after half-time. Taken from the ground early, remember. Man was at the back. Wardell Johnson. He's like radar around the goals world, Johnson. His Couch. Magnificent in the first half, but quiet since then. Back into the centre. Good play by Brewer against Edwards. Taken by Leach. Been very dependable, well played, excellent vision. Couldn't take the mark, Miller. McGrath's got hold of it, was going to give it away in a hurry. Now goes to Hinkley. Hinkley has to look up the ground. Centering kick. Minch getting back with Waters. Good hip and shoulder. Held up there was Hall. Now Minch. Burton to put the tackle on. Minch goes back to Couch. Couch with a long one. Kick number 23. Up towards Parker and Brownless. And Chisholm, who just loves this situation when he can run away. Such an exciting player. Now gets another go. A bounce. Stops. Misses it. You have your heart in your mouth every time he goes near it. But he is exciting, I promise you. Riccardi to Hocking. Hocking at 50. Chips cleverly to Hinkley. Good footy.
Yes, he is a very exciting player.
He's the best rebounder, but the worst turnover in the game.
Yes, he can turn the ball over a couple of times tonight, but he has been a marvellous player just the same. Setting up so many attacks out of defence. We see Hocking there just swinging around. Hasn't been a good night for Gary Hocking. Put us badly out of touch, but that can be expected.
Got to start somewhere, don't you, in your season? And Hinkley's kicked his first, so Geelong not giving it away. First goal to Ken Hinkley. And the Cats, with the last 2 goals of the game, have edged a bit closer to make it a little more respectable, but it is too late. 94-73.
Well, Gary Hocking, there was some even doubt coming into the game whether he was going to play. He's only had the 6 possessions, spent a lot of time on the interchange bench.
Hinkley with 23 possessions, so he's worked pretty hard. But as Bruce just mentioned, that's his first goal for the night. 2.5 minutes left. Big Burton up against Barnes. Couch again. He has played well, Paul Couch. Awkward bounce at half forward. In goes Kickett. Gets a foot to it. Underneath it, Hinkley tried to clear the area. Chisholm with the ball. Umpire has found a free kick, has he? Yes. And it'll go to Fremantle. Taken by Miller. Kicks it wide for Ben Allen. His kick is pretty good. And the Dockers will go forward. Edwards short kick. Not quite far enough. Tanner read it well. Plays on. Kicks it towards left half forward. Up high. Good mark taken by Brownless. And he did quite well there in the finish. Jones is his opponent. The kick in towards the pocket. Knocked away by O'Reilly. Even though Ablett's kicked 5 goals, O'Reilly's performance hasn't been all that bad at fullback.
Well, I mean, look, last week Gary Pert had quite a serviceable game against Gary Ablett. He had 7 goals kicked on him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Gary's such a great player that it's hard to keep him down from kicking at least 4 or 5 goals.
Well, he's a chance again here, although Chisholm got back to help out the Fremantle fullback and O'Reilly and hurried through a rush behind to Geelong. Chisholm 15 kicks and 6 handballs. Waters 13 kicks and 15 handballs. Couch 23 kicks and 8 handballs. All good players for their respective teams. Chisholm to kick in. Time left 1.5 minutes. Chisholm goes long, out towards half back. Geelong have got the situation out there, outnumbering Hall and Riccardi. The ball spills for a throw in. Right half forward for Geelong, about 70 metres around from their goal. Burton up against Mensch. Mensch does well with the body. Riccardi a chance on the favoured left foot. Riccardi goes for goal. It's pretty close. Billy Brownless is there, and it is a behind. Brownless looking maybe for the mark to be paid, but the goal umpire in a good position back there, and the 15th behind on the scoreboard for Geelong. They trail 10-15 to 12-22. Margin 19 points, and Stephen O'Reilly kicks into the left back pocket area, and the mark has been taken there by Jones. Cramping up.
Suffered a pretty nasty blow the last time we saw the Dockers play here against Essendon. So Fremantle less than a minute away from their first victory at home. They'll be 2-2. They've got Footscray after this in Melbourne, Sydney at home, and then West Coast at home. Out to centre wing. At the start of the season, they were equal favourites with Fitzroy for the wooden spoon. They're a long way away from that now.
Well, in fact, they could have won their first 4 games. They've just lost to the Tigers and just lost to the Bombers, so they've had a fantastic start to the season. Very
healthy percentage too, so they're right in the thick of things, the Dockers. When we talk final 8, Hinkley gets it off Tanner. Hinkley running up to 50 now. Gets caught, gone. Play on called, Ben Allen. And with all due respects to Geelong, I guess it's the one thing you don't want to happen here is a late cap goal to be anticlimactic as the team gets cheered from the ground. I'm talking about the Dockers. Maybe they'll still get at the Cats. Couchy, what a game he has played. Big last quarter after fading in the third. Oh, the Spiders got it.
Wasn't Leach terrific when he chased Hinkley down there?
Tremendous. Great chasing.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
That's it. Well, tremendous scenes here. What a mix in this Docker lineup. From Ben Allen, who's played in a premiership at Hawthorn, to Wills and O'Reilly and Gilbert and Norwich and Kickett. And there's Gary Hocking. But there's Ben Allen. Best and fairest in Hawthorn's premiership year, Peter Mann.
Accordingly, you have to give plenty of credit to the coach. Hasn't he put them together beautifully?
He sure has. Gary Ablett did his bit for Geelong with 5. But an historic performance, an historic result as the Fremantle Dockers register their first win at home. They're 2-2 after 4. And what a reception they'll get as they leave the ground. They've all congregated together as we're watching Geelong go off. Gary Ablett leaving with his 5 goals. As Dwayne Lamb, I think, is down there. Let's go down to Scotty Waters.
Bruce, yeah, Scotty's down here. Congratulations, Scotty. Must be a great feeling the first one at home.
Yeah, it's good to win one at home, and listening to the crowd, they're going berserk. It's fantastic.
You kept us waiting all night. You had a lot of play, but really in front of goals that you kept us waiting.
Oh, we've played an exciting game of footy, mate, so we'll keep people coming back.
Congratulations. Enjoy the night.
Thanks, Lammy.
Well, exciting, exhilarating scenes here. Scott Waters talking with Dwayne Lamb. And what a match it's going to be in round 7. The opening of Subiaco with the new stands when West Coast and Fremantle play. A tremendous result for football in this state tonight. The Dockers over the Cats at the Wacker. And after 4 matches, they're 2-2 and they're right in the hunt. The final scores 12-22 to 10-15.